So what is an FMEA? Where did it come from? Back in the late 1940s, FMEA was first developed in the preparation for rocket science. Essentially, when someone says that FMEA is not rocket science, they would be incorrect. FMEA, for the most part, is a way of trying to prevent a failure by anticipating it, its effect on the customer, and then the likelihood of occurrence based on some basic rules that we can assign to probability. And if the particular problem that we uncover, the potential problem, let's say, that we uncover in the FMEA, is in a risk zone high enough that we need to be addressing it, a risk mitigation plan is put into place or an action is developed to reduce that risk. FMEA is a technical risk assessment tool, primarily looking at designs, processes, or machinery. Each of these different FMEA techniques or types are used to try to uncover various different failure modes which substitute for actual failure that occur in the actual use of the product. The proper time for using an FMEA is well before the design has been completed, both the design of the product and the design of the process. If I time it properly and uncover various different failure modes and their causes that are essentially high enough risk and take appropriate action, we count them as being prevented problems that would have occurred had we not done an appropriate FMEA evaluation. Now, it's very difficult to catch every failure. In fact, it's next to impossible in my opinion. However, the FMEA itself has many advantages. If I don't pull together the right team, the FMEA won't be very effective. If I pull together do it at the wrong time, I won't be able to get the appropriate action. So it's important that we time it properly in APQP or in product development. By using an FMEA, I'm attempting to put a value or a risk value on these failure mode cause mechanisms, and as a result, based on the likelihood of occurrence, I can do something to prevent it from happening, because if I wait until I actually test a prototype that I build or run the manufacturing process and find that I have a failure there, I failed at finding as early as possible something that could be prevented for less cost and also easier for us to manage at that point. Controls, or quality controls, are always the failure associated with not doing appropriate FMEA. FMEA also helps us to understand the other principle of the 8 disciplines for problem solving. 8 disciplines is a way of solving a particular problem that has occurred, where FMEA could be described as an 8D that we do before we ever have to do an 8D.